So now that our video is cut out, you may
We
continue.
can start again. Okay. So as I was saying, this one I did was just 2 old red candles, and one of them apparently had sparkles in it because there's sparkles on the bottom. So, and then this one I just I cut up the candles and then I put them in a mug with a wick and then I put it in the oven for them to melt because that was one way, and that's originally why I thought that it did the whole sinking in the middle thing. And so I did another one the next day, and this one I took actually white or clear wax, and then I used purple chalk to color it.
Cool. That looks really nice.
And it kind of looks, there's a tiny little bit of an ombre to it because the chalk all sank to the bottom. And so this one I used a double boiler to melt it, and then I poured it into the mug and put it in the fridge. And so I was thinking, oh yeah, this one won't sink because I melted it a different way. Well, that didn't work because this one sank even worse than the first one did. So I'm still trying to figure out how to fix that, whether I need to do something else or just add more wax to it later. So these are just the first 2 that I did, and all of the ones that I've made have all sunk in. So I need to figure out how to do that, and I really want to try doing dipped candles.
Oh yeah.
Because ever since I was really little, it was just really weird. I'm always I want to have a candle shop when I'm older.
Yeah.
I always wanted to have a candle shop, doing making my own candles and selling them, and then also doing little classes where people can come in and I teach them how to make candles. I've always wanted to have a candle shop, and people were like, "That's really weird. Who has a candle shop?" No one has a candle shop. And I'm just yeah, it's gonna be awesome. And I'm I'm gonna have a candle shop, and I'm gonna have a cat that just is in the candle shop.
And you can use some wax.
This cat is just gonna roam around in the candle shop, and because you know how they have those little bookstores, that a little coffee shop, and they just have a cat.
Well, okay, if I ever have a yarn shop, I want to get one of the Persian cats, the gray charcoal ones with the blue eyes,
that are just,
and I want to name it Pearl. I want to name it Pearl. Pearl spelled like Pearl Stitch.
Nice.
That was in the Death by Cashmere.
Nice.
I loved it.
I'm always just you can have a cat in any kind of store as long as it's not a restaurant. I mean, there's a hardware store up where I live, and there's a cat that just wanders around in the hardware store, and I'm this is amazing. You have a cat in here. I've always liked cats, so I'm just I just think that candle shop would be fun with a cat wandering around.
Yeah, it'd be almost it'd be something out of a fairy tale, a witch's house.
Exactly.
Not a witch.
Oh, no, I totally that. Yeah, that's what
a witch's cottage, and she has all the candles.
Witch cottage, and I have all these candles, and I have a cat running around. I'm talking this awful accent.
I'm so glad I'm starting to do this together. Okay, we need to stop.
I'll be long day after the war, and I'll be hello, pretty, how are you today? Would you like a candle? My hair is all matted. I just had this cat, and I'm petting it, and I'm
Okay.
the stepmother in Cinderella.
Yeah, yes, we must move on though. I'm sorry, I hate to cut you off. Talk about your book really quick.
Okay, so I read this, I have this book that came out I think a year and a half ago, and it's by the author John Green, and he's become super popular young teenagers, young adults lately. But he has a YouTube channel that I've been watching for years, and he has other books that I've read. And so when this book came out, it's called The Fault in Our Stars. I was super excited when it came out, and I had pre-ordered the book and everything. And I was going to bring the book today, but I actually realized, I'm alright, I let my friend borrow it. But my phone case is actually a thing from the book. It's a quote thing from the book that they always say, and it's just a really good book. It's I don't really know how to describe it without giving it away. It's about a girl who has cancer, and then she meets this guy who has cancer, and then they and it's really, really sweet. But it's not the most appropriate in certain areas language-wise, but it's not really over the top awful.
It's just one of those random.
For the most part, it's decent, but there's little things here and there that are
oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. For the most that's really good, and I've like, it sounds really pathetic, but I have the audiobook that's read by the author, and I listen to it like when I go to bed, like when I fall asleep, because I can't fall asleep without like music or like something going, and so I listen to the audiobook. So I'm pretty sure that I've had it for like a year and a half, and so the audiobook I've listened to at least 100 times, if not more.
That is insane.
And I've read the book. I've like actually read the hardcover book like at least 20 times.
I will pray.
So I'm just a little bit.
I think you are addicted.
Just a little bit.
You have a new crutch.
I'm sorry. But it's amazing. It's an amazing book, and it's not just the book, it's the author. It's just the way that he writes, and he has quite a few books that he has out, and he has a few collaboration books that he has out that are they're just really good. Like his style of writing, like the way that he like portrays characters, it's amazing. Like the characters in The Fault in Our Stars, like I'm pretty sure if I met any of them in real life, I would hate them with a burning passion.
Really?
Because they're all just like awful and rude and horrible. But like the way that he writes it, he makes you fall in love with these characters. And so like I'm totally like in love with all of these characters. So I'm like, oh my gosh, you're amazing. But like if you go back and like really read about their personalities, I would hate all of them. I would be like, you're an awful person and I hate you.
I'm going off camera to make sure we're still filming.
Okay. But I'm just... Yeah.
Okay. We're good.
Okay. So, but it's amazing, and I'm just like, yep, it's pretty good. So.
That's cool. Alright. So, and we will change them. I keep mixing up my word beginnings. We will link that in the show notes.
Yes.
There will be a link that will take you to like probably Amazon or something.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I must caffeinate before I go on to my favorite things. And I'm going to try and go fast. But that is good.
Go away.
Sorry. We're filming at our church and there's people here, so one of the...
Trying to interrupt our podcast.
Yes.
Sorry.
So, moving on. Sunday, I actually almost suffered from a seizure from this, but Saturday, a lady from our church, her name is Judy Rawls, she had been going to all these yard sales, and she had like spent a whole bunch of money. She's like, I can't spend any more money. I've been a spendthrift all day. So she went out to run an errand and she passed by one and she wasn't gonna go. And so she was like, no, I can't. So she went to run her errand, she came back and then she saw it. A big sign that said 25 cents per skein. And she was like, Lord, I'm pulling over to get stuff for the Giving Hands ministry, which I do with an ability here at the church. So she goes out. This lazy... Again, apology, more caffeination.
So this lady who was running the yard sale, she had a huge shed that she had pretty much like built or devoted for all of her yarn, and it was like full top to bottom yarn. And Judy goes in, and it's crazy.
It's not just like piles of yarn.
It's piles and piles of yarn.
That would be amazing.
So Judy goes in and she's like looking through all the yard, and she got what, 96?
No, well she got 96, and she was like, I'm done. Oh wait, we have 96, 4 more.
Yeah.
She spent $25 and got 100 skeins of almost really good quality yarn. No matter what the size, really a lot of functional yarn. There wasn't much like frilly stuff like that. Like, no offense to your yarn, but and so she left it here at the church, and actually that was a mistake because there's a hostage situation going on right now. 4 of my skeins of yarn have gone missing.
Mr. Eric Teeter.
If you're watching this,
bet it's
We're
not.
looking at you. He's probably not watching this, but we are looking at you. We are talking about you. But so anyway, she told she told me that she was the one who got it. I just thought someone had finally followed the link on the website for